Well, hello, you join me here in the beautiful Peak District once again. I've found my way to Castleton this time. I'm going to be doing a camp and cook tonight, per usual. Today I'm going to be attempting to cook some pizzas on a campfire, so we'll see how that goes. And then I've got pancakes for breakfast. So first things first, I think we just need to get the tent up. Now, on this occasion, I've chose to go with my Wild Country Helm Compact 2. I've only used it a couple of times. Mentioned that I was getting in the last video. It's very cool. But the ground here is quite sloped, so we'll see how that goes. So what I just did is, because it's a freestanding tent, I can move it about before I put the pegs in. So I just had a quick climb in there because the ground's quite slopey and it's a bit uneven as well. So I just thought I'll have a quick layout in it and find a comfortable spot. So now I know where to move it to. And because it's freestanding and I've not pegged it in yet, I can still do that. Okay, so that's the tent up. Nice and easy, very quick to pitch, to be honest. I'm not bothered with the guys because it's not very windy. I'm quite high up here, but I don't think it's going to be an issue, to be honest with you. So I think what I'll do now is I'm going to get my chair out, get the fire pit set up, and tell you a little bit more about my plans. Well, camp's all set up. In a rookie error, I put my tent right downwind from where I was intending on having a fire. So I've just moved that. Got my chair set up now. Got the fire pit in front of me. I'll just show you. So I'm going to be attempting to cook pizzas on that. So I'll show you my idea for that in a little bit, so stick around for that. But right now I think it's time to relax, and to quote Steve Wallace, I think it's time for step 2. Now, if you don't know who Steve Wallace is, then I highly recommend you go and check him out. He's one of the best YouTubers there is, I think, for camping. Probably the only person who could rival him is Outdoor Boys. Again, if you don't know who he is, you got to go check him out. Absolutely would recommend them. Them two are probably my inspiration for starting this channel. But yeah, today's step 2 is a Saltaire Blonde. Not local or anything, I just picked it up in the local supermarket. Nice. That's a lovely site I picked to camp at. I'll show you the views in a little bit. One thing I will say though, is there's a lot of midges. Now, for those of you who aren't from the UK and don't know what a midge is, it's like a tiny little annoying mosquito. You get a lot of them around lakes and places, but it's alright because I brought some bug spray, some organic stuff. I was reading an article the other day about some chemicals they put in them. So I made sure to go and get myself one that's organic and safe, I suppose. As long as it means I don't get bit. So, I'm sitting here drinking my beer, and there are more and more midges appearing. Now, the bug spray, working great, not been bitten yet, since the initial one before I put the bug spray on. But that was my fault. However, it's getting a bit annoying, this swarming around my face. So, I think the solution to that is to light a fire. 2 reasons. It's nearly 5:30, so I'm kind of getting ready for some food anyway. And I need to build a fire and then let it burn down to embers or coals so that I can actually cook my pizza on it. So I need to get that going anyway. But B, the smoke, while the flames are still there, should help, hopefully, drive the midges away. I'm a bit surprised how many there is. You get them by water, and well, there's not much water around, so yeah, so let's get a fire started. Now, I'm trying this little fire starter thing. It's like a little ball of little fine bits of wood with some kind of lighter fluid on it. we'll give that a go. If that fails, I've got ye old faithful cotton bud and kitchen roll. Handy tip is to always keep your fire starting stuff in a waterproof bag and always have some bits of cotton wool, because with flint and steel and cotton wool and some dry wood you'll always get a fire going. But on this occasion I'm going to try with matches. So that seems to have taken quite quickly, which is nice. So I've just built the fire up a little bit. It's very important to not smother it at this stage, but you also do want to start building it up. So what I've done is I've kind of stacked them round, making sure to leave gaps so air can flow in and through, and then you get fire. And then you want to have your smaller logs ready to go before your big logs. So yeah, so I think the plan will be to let this die down, because we'll be able to cook on the embers of that. And then I've got a little bit more. I've got these smaller logs to then get that built back up again for when we just want a fire for the evening. Yeah, we'll easily be able to cook on the embers of that. I've just had a look at my food, and in a very rookie error, I put some maple syrup in for the pancakes for the morning, and I've not put it in anything other than just the container it's come in, and it's leaked. So there's sticky syrup everywhere now, but learn from it, you know. Each trip I'm making mistakes and learning from it, and you know, ultimately it's what makes you a better camper. Now the fire's starting to burn down, getting closer to the embers that I'd like, so I'm going to start making my pizza. So to make the pizza we're going to need a plate. For the base I've gone for a cheesy garlic flatbread. So this is going to be a garlic cheese pizza. So imagine this is the pizza dough. I'm going to sprinkle the cheese about a little bit. Don't worry, there's more cheese coming. Oh, there's plenty. So that's our base. Do have a bit of kitchen roll, which I'll burn in the fire after this, not a problem. Then I've got a small pot of tomato puree. Probably don't need all of this, but we'll crack that open. Pour it all over. Doesn't want to pour. Get my maple syrup covered spork with a knife on the edge. Honestly, lesson learnt there. In future, definitely going to put it in some kind of food bag or something beforehand. So I suppose what I'll do is just scoop some of it out, then spread it all over. Plenty of it on. This is going to be a nice rich pizza, this. Of course the cheese is making it a bit harder to spread. Now, for any of you who have watched any of my previous videos, if so, thank you. If not, I would recommend going and watching them. You'll know that this is not the first time I've attempted to cook a pizza while camping. If you check out the video, which is titled something like My Worst Camp Ever, because it was, I brought along a couple of those mini Chicago Town microwavable pizzas, and I tried to cook them in a Trangia, and well, I'll see if I can show you a clip right now. If not, you'll have to obviously go watch the video. I'd recommend it anyway, because there was more to it that went wrong. I fell over, I got covered in mud, it was freezing and raining, it was just not a good trip. It's just been a disaster. Should have played it simple. So, this is attempt 2 at making a pizza. Today, we're going to wrap it in some foil and cook it on embers. We'll see how that goes. Fresh mozzarella. Now, I've lost my Swiss Army knife, and I'm really wishing I had this right now because it just will not open. Let me get my keys. Keys have done the trick. For anyone who's worked with fresh mozzarella before, it looks great, but my God, is it slimy. Look at all the juice dripping off. There you go. But yeah, fresh mozzarella. Try a little bit. It's very nice. So, we've got our pizza base, so just tear some of that off, whack it all over. Here we go, we probably didn't need all of that, but... And finally, pepperoni. So, pizza's ready. Next step is to get some foil. We want loads of it. Grab the pizza, put it in the centre, and then what we want to kind of do is just very loosely, we kind of want to make a tent. We come over to the fire, which we've got our embers now, which are nice and hot. Kind of centralise them a bit. Yeah. That, I can't keep my hand there. So then, we'll just chuck that on there. And that's going to need about 10 minutes. In the event that that fails, which last time the pizzas did, I forgot to bring any other food. This time, I've got noodles. So, if it fails, I've got my gas stove, little jet boil thing. I can always cook up some noodles. Because last time I had to live on a packet of just some chocolate and a muffin, which wasn't great. But I'm going to keep an eye on this and keep checking it regularly. I forgot one thing. I was supposed to put a bit of oil in it. I don't know if that's just to stop it sticking. To be honest, hopefully it'll be alright. And maybe the oil would have made it cook quicker anyway, so who knows. I'll keep you updated. So there we have it, folks. One pizza. Now it's nice and hot. I'm just going to eat it and boom, let's go for it. So that's the pizzas finished. Lovely. But with the main course out of the way, it's time for some dessert. And today we've got triple chocolate muffins. Just going to have the one, and then I'll have one for supper later. With that first one out of the way as well, it's time for another one. And this one claims to be a pale ale. It's a Go Ship by Adnams Southwold. I don't know. Yeah, very good. Right, time for a muffin. So while I sit here enjoying my muffin and having another beer, I just thought I'd just very quickly mention for returning viewers of the channel. If so, thank you very much for being a returning viewer. Obviously, it's been a couple months between the last video, and in the last video I promised regular uploads, and for that I can only apologise. Unfortunately, about a week after the last upload, I dislocated my left shoulder, and it's been quite a long recovery. I did it quite badly. I won't go into details, but it wasn't good. So here we are a couple months later, and the unfortunate truth was I just didn't feel strong enough to be able to go out on long hikes with a heavy rucksack, or even just to a campsite, because being out on my own, you know, before I let it heal properly, if I happen to dislocate it again, I'd be trapped, and that worried me. So it's been a long, quite a long couple of months of recovery, but I'm now back at the point where I feel confident enough that I can trust it again and get back out to doing what I want to do. So here we are, just a nice easy camp, just to ease back into it, but going to be doing my first wild camp soon. Looking at getting a hammock to do some hammock wild camping. Put it this way, I've used the last couple of months wisely, planning camps and investing in more equipment. I've got a brand new tripod now, much better quality than the little cheap thing I was using before. Yeah, so lots more coming, and yeah, exciting stuff on the way. Made some more friends. And there's a chicken as well. So I've just put some more wood on the fire just to get it going. I think while I've still got some light, and because I don't want to do it later, I think I'm just going to get my sleep system set up. So yeah, I'll see you inside my tent. Hopefully this video serves to prove how much of a slant this is. This is me set up actually straight. So you can see I'm at an angle. So obviously I'm going to have my head up here and then my feet down there. Hopefully that's a bit more of a level angle for you guys. So, per usual, got the Seater Summit Comfort Plus insulated large XL. I don't know. Going to be a bit overkill in terms of weather. Oh, I've also got a ground mat just to protect the sleeping pad. Although I've not got that with me right now. I've left that back in my bag. Oh well. OEX Fathom EV200. Used this once last spring, didn't rate it. Should have read the reviews online. Everybody didn't like it. OEX are a great brand, so I was a bit surprised at it, but the ratings just aren't right on this at all. Should be alright for now though. It's like summer, even though it's spring. And then a trespass pillow. So there it is folks, the sleep system. So we're camp fully set up now, having eaten my meal. I think I'm just going to relax and unwind now, enjoy the sunset, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Now, I'm sat here minding my own business. It's 8:30 at night. I'm watching an ice hockey match, and all of a sudden an ice cream van tips up. So, you know I had to partake. And the absolute legend gave me a load of free toppings for no cost. Yeah, just as an extra for free. So, anyway, it's melting because I'm next to my fire, so I'm going to get eating it. But you know what? Sometimes life is good.
Well, I lost the light, but it was all good. Had a good night. That ice cream was a very welcome surprise. Had a couple of beers, watched an old ice hockey game on repeat. It was good. They won. I knew they won. It was an old game. Yeah, had a good night. I have to say I'm in love with this tent. The height is unbelievable. I can actually sit in it, and yet it looks still quite a small footprint from the outside. I've pushed myself over to the side purely for filming here, but I will be moving into the middle. Plenty of room. I will say though, I can tell I'm on a slope. This is the height of it. However, this is me holding myself up. In a minute, I am definitely going to be down here. But in an attempt to combat that, I've put my rollout mat rolled up at the bottom to give me just something a bit more stable to push my feet against rather than the walls of the tent. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, anyway, it's not too cold. It's a pleasant 12 degrees. So hopefully this bag with a comfort rating of 7. I'm not convinced. But anyway, I'll see you in the morning. Morning. Well, not the best night's sleep I've had, but not the worst. To be honest with you, I wasn't uncomfortable, despite being on a slope. It was annoying constantly going down, but I just kept shuffling back up. There were quite a bit of noise quite late into the night. And then the temperature dipped quite a bit, and yeah, this bag just is not rated properly at all. I ended up putting my jumper on, but then it got warm as soon as the sun's come up, so yeah, 12 degrees now, and it's getting more bearable. Yeah, time for some breakfast.
So then, for breakfast, got some pancakes, pre-cooked ones. I brought my little frying pan and my gas stove. I'm just going to try and heat them up on that with a bit of oil. Probably only have a couple. There's 6, I don't need 6. I ate quite a bit last night. Then I got a bit of maple syrup to put on them. So, yeah, it should be good. So first pancake made. However, in quite a classic error. I've forgotten the handle for my frying pan, and as I've just tried to flip the pancake with my titanium spoon, hang on, there's a chicken. A little camp visitor. Yeah, so as I flipped it, everything's fallen over and panicking. I've just grabbed the frying pan and I've burnt my hand quite badly, but oh well. I'll run it under some water after this pancake. But yeah. Very nice. Now, for those of you who watched my last camp, you'll remember that I tried to cook pancakes that time. And it was just so... I'd made the batter myself, and in the morning it was just so cold. It was like -2. I just couldn't get the frying... Well, and it was windy as well. I just couldn't get the flame to stay with my stove. So I just couldn't cook them. So this camp has been a redemption for me. Fixing the mistake of trying to cook pizzas on a trangier and fixing the mistake of trying to cook pancakes in the freezing cold. Well, I finished my breakfast. It was very nice. It's a lovely day. Sun's come out now. Just gone 9:15. So with that, I think that's all from me today, folks. Just time to pack camp away. But yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and maybe leave a comment down below. But yeah, see you in the next one. See ya. Bye.